Let me go try to find this spot. Now, the spot wasn't there.
Here's another ugly warning.
Anybody know me knows I don't like filth.
There should be some owner restrictions.
Cujo, don't bark. The dog is like foaming at the mouth.
Guys, we are in a very interesting place.
So we're at a new campground. We're gonna give you a full campground review using our perfect campground criteria.
And we are going to give you the good, the bad, and the many uglies. So you might be wondering, where are we? We are at the Neversink River Resort, and I'm probably going to say this wrong, Cudbackville, New York.
Yeah, it's about 12 minutes or so outside of Port Jervis, New York, and then Sussex County, New Jersey, probably about 20 minutes. There's a lot of screaming behind us.
And the Poconos, too. There's a lot of bugs.
Very close to everything. So for us, it was probably realistically about an hour and 10 minutes. It took us about 2.5 hours to get here because of traffic. But it is conveniently located for us.
Right.
So we just gave you the first must-have, which is location.
And the second one is site sizes and getting in and out. Now, there's all different site sizes. We hit the jackpot on site sizes. It's huge. We have a pull-through. We pulled through no problem. There's plenty of room. We have our truck parked behind us. It's really spacious.
Now let's talk about getting in and out. Now,
warning, this is the first ugly.
So we had a very interesting experience we haven't had before. We've been to quite a few campgrounds. We've been doing this now for 6 years. This was the first time we've had an experience like this. So we pulled in yesterday, sat in traffic for a little bit. We pulled into the campground. They gave us the wrong area to go. So the campsite we have didn't exist. Like we went to that area, it didn't exist. Thankfully, we've talked about this on other videos, especially if it's two of us driving. We had the dogs with us, so we weren't hooked up. But even so, we send a scout out first. I was the scout yesterday. I told MJ kind of hang back. Let me go try to find this spot. Now, she did hang back. I went to find the spot. The spot wasn't there. Like, it did not exist. The problem is that there was a fifth wheel. I don't know if they were new. I don't know what was going on, but they could not figure out where they were going. Maybe the same situation we were in. Maybe they had a spot. They were sent to the wrong place. They were clogging up the only way to people get through. Checking in.
Yeah.
And it turned into kind of a cluster. It took us almost an hour to get to our site, and this is not a big place that it should take us an hour. And that was after speaking to the front office and telling them, listen, the spot you sent us to does not exist, and they insisted it existed, and we were supposed to share water with another couple.
And we had
no sewer,
nothing.
And
we had full hookups.
I said, that's not working. So we wound up being in it. They moved us to a different spot, which is why we have the bigger spot. One of the best tools that we use to find and to look at campgrounds before we get there is campgroundviewscom. What is campgroundviewscom? Well, they provide a virtual tour of campgrounds, which is pretty awesome. So you're able to see street view of what the campground looks like.
Right, to see if you're too close to somebody or does it look like a campground you'd like to stay in. This was started by a full-time RVer, Mark Kep. He's a wonderful guy. They have a huge database that is growing every day. They have over 35,000 campsites available for you to check out, over 1,400 campgrounds, and like I said, growing every day.
They have over, 65% of all recreation.gov campgrounds in their database. Their ultimate goal is to have every campground in the United States in their database. And they haven't been around that long, and they really have expanded a lot. They do have those different types of memberships. They are huge supporters of our channel, and they're funded by RVers, which is a great thing. Right. If you use the discount code EndlessRVing, you'll get 25% off of your membership. It's a great tool. There's really no other app out there or website out there that is like this. And also they are coming out with an app for your phone, so it'll make it even easier to check out your campgrounds. We're going to put all their information down below. So let's talk about the next one, level sites, allowing pets. Sites are level, very level. The site we have, well, at least the site we have is all gravel. I think it's more of a premium site. Some of the sites here are dirt. The drainage is not very good, but in our site, it's really good.
There's been a lot of rain too, so there's puddles everywhere. So we're talking about allow pets. You can hear very clearly they allow pets, and they allow all pets and all pet owners that don't control their pets. So that's an issue here. There's a lot of out of control dogs. As with anything, you always want to kind of tweak things, and we keep adding to our campground criteria. We've added another deal breaker. We recently added one that had to do with the attitude of the workers. We're going to add now the type of campers that stay at a campground.
Attitude of the campers, yes.
Right, so stay tuned for the end, because we're going to get to that, because this is very interesting. Now let's move into our like to haves.
So like to have full hookups. That's not a deal breaker for us, but we like that. We have full hookups. This place has all different types of sites, tent sites, cabins, yurts, no hookups, full hookups, partial hookups.
There's so many tents here.
Yeah, I don't know how big this place is, but it's a decent size.
Yeah.
It used to be a KOA, and now it's a different campground. So you can kind of see some of the remnants of KOA here, especially when you look at the dog park.
And they still have the KOA signs coming into the campground.
Which is a little confusing.
Right.
Let's talk about the next one, guys. Is going to be space and full cell signal. Now, depending on where you're at, there are sites that are close together. There are sites that are not so close together. We are at a site that has a decent amount of size. None of these sites are going to give you a spacious amount of space. Like, you don't really have much privacy like you would at a state campground.
Although there's nobody next to us, so we have a lot of space where we are.
But we have a very long site, which is nice. Again, I think it's a premium site because it's kind of like we have a picnic table, fire ring. We also have like a little wooden floor that they built there, so that's kind of nice. Next one's going to be cell signal. Pretty important to us. For some it's not, but it is for us. We're on AT&T. We're getting 52 down. Upload is pretty bad. It's about 1.5, 2. Not so good. They do have park Wi-Fi. It's what we expect.
We were not able to really
connect.
Really get
it's not very good, so I wouldn't really depend on that.
So the next thing is not a lot of overhang. And again, it really depends on where you are. Our site is very open, but many of the sites, there's tons of trees, actually very low hanging trees. And we'll get to the landscaping when we get to the deal breakers, but our site specifically is quite clear. So then another like to have is dog park. Now we were excited because we have the dogs with us and we're like, yay, they have a dog park. Well, we get to the dog park, which you could tell was remnants of the KOA, as Izzy said.
Like Camp Canine,
right,
Bow Wow,
but they took down the sign, but they still have those yellow signs, like pet walk or whatever. You can't even use it because the gate is broken, so the handle on the gate, the fence doesn't close, so the dogs can just push it open. There are also quite a few areas on the bottom of the fence that have been lifted up from the grass so the dogs can just escape. So unfortunately we weren't able to use that.
Yeah, the flip side, there's a lot of areas to walk the dogs. So if you have active dogs like we do, yeah, it's not good.
All right, so let's get into the activities, bonuses, right? This campground is quite active.
This is a resort.
It is. When you first come in, they have a camp store, which is actually decent. They have some clothes in there. They have plenty of camp things, food. They actually have an area, like a little cafe that you can buy prepared foods and things like that. You can get pizza or whatever. They have a lot of activities. I saw last night there was a train driving around with the kids. They had a clown out before, was giving out ice cream and balloon animals, things like that.
Yeah, they have extra outdoor showers. They don't have laundry. They have outdoor bathrooms. Now,
here's another ugly warning.
Anybody know me knows I don't like filth. And these bathrooms are disgusting. They're obviously not cleaned very often.
Oh my God.
They don't flush, so ours look like a porta-john after an Ironman. It was disgusting. It smelled like a subway station in New York City.
Oh God, it was disgusting. And what made it worse is that out of the vent was blasting hot air. I don't know why, blasting hot air. So it was hot, it was sticky.
To me, there's no excuse, right?
No,
You're a resort,
no.
You gotta clean the bathrooms.
Right.
That's just a standard.
When we tell you what we're paying, we shouldn't be seeing bathrooms like that. Then they have a lot of other activities. So they have a pool that's a decent size. We'll get to one of our deal breakers at the end, which talks about the types of campers. We will not go to the pool, and we'll tell you why in a little bit. They have a huge jump pillow left over probably from the KOA. That's a big KOA thing. They have a volleyball court.
Very rundown.
And then they have a basketball
very rundown.
Yeah. Also, but so there is a lot to do.
Yeah, they have horseshoe. The biggest thing here is the river, right?
The Neversink River.
Neversink River. It's nice. You have to either bring your own tube, or they charge you, check this, $25 an hour for a tube. Wow, it's like Jersey Shore prices. A lot of people there, people jumping off the bridge, people bringing their dogs in, do whatever.
Dogs just barking like crazy.
But that is, the campground is built around that.
Right,
so that's pretty nice.
They also allow golf carts. There are a lot of golf carts here. It is quite a large campground, as we've mentioned. So it does, if you're on one end and you want to go to the river, it will help with that. All right, let's get into the deal breakers now. Number one is breed restrictions. There are no breed restrictions. There should be some owner restrictions because, again, there's a lot of dogs here. Now, our dogs are very well behaved. So we were walking them and a dog...
You sound like one of those snooty dog parents.
No, but they are. Guys, I'm a trainer. They should be decent. Look, no dog's perfect, but they're very well behaved. And we were walking and this Cujo comes charging from their site right at Sierra and Bows. And Sierra and Bows just kind of ignored him, but he kept going.
No, the best thing was...
Well, the owner...
The owner, this is so great when we see this. It's like, she goes, whatever his name, we'll say Cujo. Cujo, don't bark. What do you think the dog is like foaming at the mouth, like wanting to kill. Cujo, don't bark. It's and then we came back the second time.
Right, stop.
Cujo, don't bark, and
Yeah,
it
and it's the
obviously
same
didn't
thing
work.
all the time.
Next one is bad reviews, and check, they have bad reviews. Now maybe we should have known better, but this was a KOA. It's a different kind of ownership now, and it looks like they're rebuilding some things in here, some buildings. There's new signs.
But we wanted to try it, and I'll tell you why. I was the one that found this, and I wanted to try it because it was somewhat close to home, and we needed a short weekend. So this actually was perfect because we don't want to keep going to the same campgrounds. We like to do different ones
and want to warn people.
Right, bring you new ones. So that's why we came here, despite the reviews. Like, would you say it was like a 3.5 or so? Yeah, something like that.
Next one's gonna be bad landscaping, no maintenance. The landscaping, the grass is cut, the trees are trimmed. There's nothing out of the ordinary. There's it looks like drainage problems. There's a lot of puddles, a lot of like mosquitoes and black flies.
We were getting bitten alive, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like this, for example. If you look
a lot of stuff is not maintained. It reminds me of Jellystone. When we went to Jellystone, like things were just
a little bit better.
Not very good.
So this is, they have like bocce or other things around the campground, but we'll just show you they're just here, kind of.
So we're not saying that it's not maintained per se. It's just stuff is broken down. Like the basketball court, it was decrepit. The balls had like tumors coming out of them.
It had like 2 huge like mini basketballs growing out of it.
The volleyball court was just overgrown and kind of gross looking.
Yeah. Again,
so that's what we mean.
For the price, which we're going to get to very shortly, it definitely should be a higher standard. Now the next one, this is the new thing that we've added now, which is the type of campers. We've been to so many campgrounds in our RV career, and most of them have been really wonderful, and RVers in general are wonderful.
We've been to a few that they're not, and this happens to be one of them. The other one was the KOA Stroudsburg
in Pennsylvania.
We'll never go back to that one again.
No, we don't seem to find this in the South, though.
Yeah.
Again. And this is a nice area of New York.
It is.
But the type of people that are here, there's a lot of inconsiderate people.
There's a lot of me.
For example, me. So at the pool, it's hot today. I would have loved to go in the pool. The pool is packed, fine, but there are specific people there that have music blasting. Their music.
It's not street party.
Resort music. It is their boombox. Yes, I said boombox, and it's blasting. And that's just, to me, so inconsiderate of other campers, and I don't care for that.
And again, we talk about the campground and then the campers, right? It's kind of the fault of both, right? Like the campground maybe should have rules that you can't blast your own music in public areas.
Right.
If you want to do it at your campground, it stops at your campsite, it stops at a certain time. But it's not really fair to other people that one group decides who hears the music for the half-mile radius.
Right, and same thing at the river, as you saw when we were filming down there. There's just dogs tied to trees. They're barking incessantly. People, they just don't care. There's not a lot of thought about outside yourself here. So that was the first time we did that deal breaker. This deal breaker, our last one, is something that we added maybe 2 campgrounds ago in Vermont, actually, and it has to do with the workers. So the attitude of the workers and the staff here. It has been nothing but wonderful here. When I checked in and Izzy stayed outside with the dogs, I went in. They were so nice, so welcoming.
The new site.
So the guy that was helping us figure out where our site was when we got here, we've seen him numerous times since we've been here, and he's asked us, how was your site? How's everything going? Every person that's worked here has been great. All right, let's get to the cost. Now, we're here just for 2 nights. This was a very short getaway for us. So we had a Friday night stay, which was $77.50, $1.90 booking fee, and 8.125% sales tax of $6.29. Tonight, Saturday night, we're at $78.60 for a night with $6.39, with a grand total for 2 nights of $170.68.
This is not worth it.
Not worth it. And
it gets again, a big X, not worth it.
Very nice people that work here, but for the price, the quality, and everything that we talked about, I don't think we will be back.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? It's that it's not sold out. There's a lot of open spots here, a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what the future is for the campground. Here's the thing: we live in such a campground desert. Where we're at, it's that if you even have a campground, it kind of books because there's not much around unless you want to drive 3 hours.
Right.
So it is what it is, guys. We'll continue to try some other. We saw some other ones in the area. We're going to try them out. They got poor reviews also, but it makes for good content, I guess.
Well, yeah, it's because I like to prove people wrong. Like sometimes we go and we're like, hey, it wasn't that bad as people said. So it's kind of fun.
So in the comments below, let us know, have you been to this campground, either currently how it is or when it was a KOA? Let us know. Do you know of any campgrounds in the area, and what do you think of the price, and what are your pet peeves when you go to campgrounds? Because we want to know that. Our viewers want to know that. If you like videos like this, to the left of us we'll put our RV Campgrounds playlist. We're also going to put our RV Newbies playlist, because we're talking about some videos on campground etiquette, so it might be a good thing. And for myself and MJ, it's a journey of a lifetime, and we'll see you on the road.